Your BC. It's a pleasure to be back in studio,
Great.
the nation broadcaster, to provide information about the workings of the Pinzo City Corporation. I'm on the game, sitting with you for the very first time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And welcome. I mean, it's my debut, and I interview you. It feels good being here today. But
uh,
Romeo, good afternoon. How are you? Welcome. Okay, go ahead.
It's my pleasure
Okay.
being here and my first time, also a debutant like you,
Okay.
but you are a journalist. It's my first time sitting in your Kusi studio so that I harvest this opportunity and we have come to speak about the success being scored by the PCC in the city of Pinze.
Great. Let's get the conversation rolling. Dijen, how is the Pinsville City Corporation? How did you leave the office?
so, firstly, I bring you greetings on behalf of our mayor, Mayor Robert S. Bestman II, and that of the entire leadership at the Pinzo City Corporation. The city corporation is great as usual. The cordiality existing among the employees of the Pinzo City Corporation and that of our mayor is overwhelming, evident to the job we're doing currently about ensuring that the Pinzo City Corporation carry on its mandate as provided for in the 1975 Act that created the city of Pingsville. So the city is great, and the
Great.
employees are outbeat, and we're doing all to push the agenda of the current leadership headed by Mayor Robert Bestman.
I mean, have there been recruitment? You guys see a lot of guys in the streets, corners. Is it that you people were able to have brought some new people on board? Because the PCC I know is kind of expanding, is enlarging.
So we have some sort of we have volunteers.
Okay.
We're working to see whether we can incorporate in. We want to incorporate more people, but it require funding. You must get the funding to do that. So with the number of work that we carried on, you spoke about the ERW Junction
Mm-hmm.
runabout in the vicinity around the ERW Junction runabout, and he also spoke about red light. So in order to do that, we needed to get people on board, but we never had the resources to just employ them. So we thought to have them on voluntary basis. Yet, do will be providing some sort of compensation to them so that they can beef up the strength of both our sanitation workers and that of the Pinzo City Police. So that's what you see currently ongoing.
Great. Great.
It has helped a lot in
Mhm.
terms of achieving the ERW junction and now in red light. Uh, Too many commendations coming about our workings, especially red light. A lot of people that we do not know, they are bearing testimonial of our workings within red light about how in a very long time they have now seen red light in that ship
Mhm.
complete law
Yeah,
and
we'll
order.
get
Yeah,
there. We'll
so
get there,
that's
DJ.
what
Yeah.
and it is based on the innovation and the leadership style Mayor Bestman has brought at the Pinson City Corporation.
Great. Jeremiah Dejan and Romeo T. Kokol, the director for commercial solid waste at the Pinsville City Corporation, are my guests this afternoon on the Bumper Show. My name is Emmanuel Colley. Let's get the conversation started with Romeo. Romeo, what is so unique about Pinsville before we go to the substantive?
Pinze, not just being,
What is so unique about Pinsville? When someone says Pinsville, wow, the first thing that comes to that person's mind.
So
um,
let me pick up from that.
Yeah.
Rumor present here is just evident to what Mayor Bestman has brought up in the city corporation.
Mhm.
The commercial solid waste department were not really active
Okay.
since Mayor Bestman took over a little over 5 months now. So these are some of the reforms at the Pinson City Corporation. because there are a lot of residents of Pingsville that have been saying, yes, we want to pay it for waste collection, which is something very important. But how do we do it? So the commercial solid waste is responsible for that. So currently, the Pinson City Corporation has several other departments that are very active, and would like to say thanks to Mayor Bestman for that.
Great.
Like the health department, we do
I,
have
I
a
was I
health
was
department.
asking a particular
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
What is so unique about
So
Pinsville?
so what is unique about Pinson is about the people of the city, and they are so loving and very much caring. When you get in Pingsville, you know that Pingsville is the gateway to the nation's capital. Everyone, before you get access, especially if you're coming through our only national airport, you must visit Pingsville. The national stadium is in
And that what makes
Pingsville.
it more
But-
peculiar for Pinsville to always look
Yeah.
clean and green.
Yes.
Because it's the
So
first point of attraction if you had guests coming into the country.
Very
and,
well.
And I know, yes, yeah, you were saying,
yeah,
I mean,
even the national broadcaster is in Pingsville. So these are all unique characteristics of Pingsville that makes up. And in terms of the geographic location, we are well situated. Even if you're coming from the hinterland, there are about three counties that you don't necessarily have to pass through Pingsville before you get to the nation's capital, which is Kidmon, Bomi, and Bapolo.
Yeah.
But the rest of the other counties, you have to pass through the city of Pingsville. That's what makes us very much unique.
Great,
Strategic position.
let's get to the point. But I mean, Mr. Koga, tell us about the ongoing efforts to clean Pinsville, because that's the meat of why we're here.
Thank you. Under the able leadership of Mayor Robert S. Bestman, anything is doable. We took charge as the head of the commercial solid waste, and the challenges at the red lead belt. We saw it as an opportunity that we could work upon. Firstly, the people dump the waste on the shoulder of the road, in the middle of the road. Motorists can pass, pedestrians cannot get their way out. So, as department, we decided to take upon the task. Firstly, we wanted a gathering point.
Are you succeeding?
We are succeeding very well. You can stand from Victory Chapel Church and look across Red Lake to Mount Kebe. You won't see even a single plastic gathered in power. So we are succeeding. We are going to the point that the marketers will take charge of their own waste and gather it at the designated points that we have told them to carry it to.
Great, but the thing is, these measures are often temporary. I mean, what are the sustainable plans to ensuring that to just come today and clean Pinsville, I mean, not Pinsville necessarily, but red light, the following day again, the people are throwing that. What measures? I mean, I don't know what Jeremiah want to jump
So
in. What measures?
if you visit the page of the Pinson City Corporation currently, there's a video, and most of the concerns from the residents of Pingsville, Liberians who visit Red Light, is about sustainability. And we believe that it is a challenge overcome it based on collective support. So we'll sustain this process. And that is why we're working very, very smart. Though we know there are a lot of competing priorities that we have, but we are working very smart to ensure that we sustain this process. Because mind you, going into a red light is not an easy thing. Like you doing your intro, you spoke about PCC is not relocating. Exactly, that is not what we're doing. We're not relocating the marketeers to the Omega. A lot of people have asked me these questions, and I've said to them, we are currently only about the mean pavement. There will be absolutely no setting on the mean pavement within the red light area. The pedestrians walkway will be free. Pedestrians will have free access. Motorists will have free movement in red light. That is what we are doing. Gradually we will move to other level, but we are taking it one step at a time. When we succeed, then we'll go to the next level. But we'll sustain it with the support of everybody.
Okay, great. I was just about to ask about, do you think this strategy will work this time? Because, Jeremiah, you've been here, we've been here. This is not the first time, these measures have been taken. So I want to know what you think will be done differently.
So we are doing this based on experience, like you said. So there are a lot of people at the Pinson City Corporation that have been there for years. And Mayor Bestman has come at the corporation relying on the expertise of both the new employees that are coming on board and that of the old employees. So there were no director that was changed at the Pinson City Corporation. All of the directors were maintained, and there were new departments that came out. So it tells you that Mayor Bestman believe in continuity. So based on the experience of those who've been at the Pinson City Corporation, that is why
I was just asking about what will be done differently this time.
But something has been done differently. If we're not doing it differently, we'll not succeed.
The strategy.
Listen, if we're not doing it differently, radar will not be in the state it is currently. If we're not doing it differently, EADVA Junction will not be in the state it is currently. So we are doing it differently, doing more engagement.
What's the approach?
Doing more engagement. Like I said, I spoke about creating the awareness, speaking to the people. Mayor Bestman has said his administration will not do anything without engaging the residents, engaging those that will be affected. So that is why you see there were no resistance when we started at the EADVA Junction. Currently, no resistance at Red Light Market. You know how densely populated Red Light is. You know how hostile that environment is. But for us to be there and we are succeeding, it tells you that our approach this time around is different.
Let's go to Romeo. I mean, Red Light is one of the, if not the biggest, but it's unarguably Liberia's biggest commercial hub.
Yeah, very well.
Great. The population in the place makes it more challenging in terms of making the place look green and clean.
Yeah.
And I was just asking Jeremiah about this strategy. You talk about more engagement with the people.
Okay.
I mean, why is it so difficult, to making Red Light looks good and green, like everybody envisions? So this place is beautiful. Why is it when it comes to Red Light, it's a whole different story?
Okay, I think the story is about to change.
Okay.
Number one, we got several boots on the ground to monitor the movement.
Are you being forceful?
Forceful in terms of
Maybe running behind the market
No.
rattlings in your hands and
we are employed mitigating strategy
Great.
that the people are following.
Okay.
And almost all the directors, they spend their time at Red Light. Sometimes I leave from the like the other night, I left at 2:30. Saturday night, we are always there. The security are also on ground. And people consider our
How
people,
long will these security people be
it will
always?
last. Like for the waste issue, we are using three-pronged approach: the domestic, the community, and citywide approach. If we can tackle the waste from the household will not bring the waste to the community. If you can tackle the community waste, it will not also surface on the street. So as we speak, Pittsburgh has 709,511 residents as of the last census. Okay, out of the 709,000, we got 264,498 households. We have decided as a department, the August and September, we targeted 20,000 households. Within a scope of a year, we will target 100,000 households to subscribe to our door-to-door. So the issue of waste coming like the red light surrounding, it is not just the marketers and the street vendor that create the waste. We have noted the source of the waste. It comes from the cold storages that are resident in the places. We got 56 cold storages just red light alone. So we have decided that their own waste will not be collected by the petty trader. The city itself will collect the waste. So from that point, we are reducing the waste generation from the source.
Talking about solid waste collection.
Oh yeah.
Most of the people in the community take the dyes and bring it to the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to catch somebody doing that, do you have a set penalties?
We got penalty, but as it is often said, if you do not want the cat to eat the fish, don't let the fish to smell. If fish should not rot. We have had challenges about transfer and withholding center, of which we are working upon. If you tell people to not throw the waste in the street, you must provide alternative for them. And under the able leadership of Mayor Bestman, we are attracted several places that currently, temporarily, we are carrying our waste.
If you were to give a projection for how long will you keep on this exercise, and what does the future look like for Red Light in particular?
This exercise will go on as long there will be human existence at Red Light. So long there are stores in Red Light, there will be people that will trade. And once people are trading,
I mean, there will be change of behavior. You don't need to have people.
No, we are having it already. Even as we go and engage the people, we talk to them. Like I told them just the other day, you are yet people spend 111 million to give us a role. The Japanese are even mad that we litter the streets, the quarters are filled. So if people spend their taxpayer money for you, it is better that you carry the waste off the road till you put it on the shoulder of the road. Because every night we carry this yellow machine and they are dragging.
Planes? I mean,
there are planes. We got dustbin.
In Red Light?
Currently, the waste that are generated from Red Light are stored in a catchment center. And every night we take even if you go there now with a journalist, the trucks are working.
Why if somebody was passing and they're drinking their plastic and they don't want to put it down on the street? Do you have the capacity to hold this?
The first thing, we are employing the strategy to get the people to comply and conduct themselves properly. Just yesterday, Sunday, they get selling, she drank the water and threw the plastic there. I told her, don't do, I pick it up and dispose of it. That is a message she carry for a long time. That I, as a director, will pick a waste from her and dispose. So you can just sell anywhere. Just this morning, America is selling chewable sugar cane. So I said, where the plastic you got when they put chew it to put it in? She never had one. I compare her to get a black plastic that when you put chew the sugar cane, put the waste into it.
Do you think it will also be necessary if you had, the waste bin, where people
the
can
waste
dispose
these have been seen at the ERW junction.
I can see
but
some.
What we notice, we want this waste bin to be securitized. Our people are taking their domestic waste and breaking on the street and putting it in the waste bin. And not just about plastic, water sachet to put in. So we need to educate the people that the waste bin that have been placed on the streets are for
that means you have a huge challenge, Romeo.
The challenge is huge, but we don't see it just as a challenge. We see it as an opportunity that will also make us gain wealth. Because if you continue to disobey, there are penalties, there are fines. So we're putting the necessary measure in place that will corner our people to do the right thing. And the right behavior will be the right thing to be done.
So Emmanuel, from the start of this conversation, I spoke about the issue of engaging the people. And that is something that Mayor Bestman believes in a lot.
Very well.
He has placed premium on the issue of communications and media and that of revenue generation. Because if the people are not adequately informed, like I said, most of the non-resisting receiving in Red Light in Dupoto and other places, it is because we create sufficient awareness. There are a lot of departments, all of the departments been very active. And the presence of Romeo in the studio is just to tell you that,
Yeah.
yes, we have a department that is responsible for commercial waste, because you have to pay for your waste.
Oh, yeah.
Once you live in an urban area, you need to pay for your waste. So you have to subscribe either with our regular CBEs as we speak. We are about to start the accreditation of CBEs and
What is
SMEs. CBEs is community-based enterprises and that of
Small,
small medium enterprises. So they operate. They help the city government to carry on the issue of collecting waste from homes and other areas, more expanding it. So, like for instance, you have to apply maybe based on the generation of your waste. You will be tasked or priced to pay a certain amount, because the generation of your waste will not be the same as the generation of Romeo waste. So it depends on your household and the amount of people who live in the house. So we have a department now that is responsible. So we're doing more talking. We have the community development, we have our media and communication section, and so other departments. We even have our inspectorate that on the fee reg. They'll have our department set aside for that. So we are succeeding based on the engagement we're having with the people. It's not an easy task, but we know we'll get there collectively.
One may ask, Jeremiah, what are the biggest challenges confronting Painesville on the overall?
So we got the issue of
Logistical challenge.
is a challenge for us. The issue of changing the mindset of our people is a challenge also, and having the manpower. So resource wise, that's what we said. We're not just sitting and looking up to national government to increase the budget of the Painesville City Corporation. We're trying to create avenue to increase our revenue generation, so that we can be able to get more people on board. Painesville is densely populated, more than 700,000 inhabitants in Painesville. Painesville geographically is the largest city in Liberia. So that's a lot of people reside in Painesville. Even people who are doing working other cities.
Isn't the population one of the factors that continues to undermine?
It plays a major role, because when you get a lot of, like for Eastern Red Light, more than 100,000 person converge Red Light daily. If they leave Red Light, there will be death in Red Light. So there must be mechanism put in place, working along with all of the relevant institutions there to dispose whatsoever waste the marketeers will leave. For instance, if there's a game at the SKD Sports Complex, after the game the next day, if all of the spectators leave the field, you will see a lot of waste there. But if there's no game, the place will be clear. So that's the situation. So you get more people converging in Red Light. You will see that, but we're doing all in our power to mitigate the huge stockpile of waste that used to be in Red Light. I don't know whether you've been in Red Light
on Saturday.
So you saw big change in Red Light. And the reason is,
my point has always been the sustainability.
But we sustain it. If we're not sustaining if we're not sustaining the process, it's a very big question. Go on the page, we ask that question. A lot of people saying sustainability, and we are sustaining it since we started on August 1. And the process is we need support. You have to support us in the process, like what you're doing now by giving an invite to appear on the radio station and provide the information. It's a support. When you get on the radio, you also speak to the consciences of our people. The importance of having a clean environment is everybody's responsibility, not just the responsibility of the employees of the Painesville City Corporation or the mayor of the city of Painesville. Because Emmanuel, I'm sure you reside within Painesville.
No, I live in Singapore, but
okay, you live in Singapore.
I like
for those who reside in Painesville, if there's an outbreak of disease in Pinsville due to the filthiness of your community, not just the employees of the Pinsville City Corporation will be affected. You yourself will be affected. So you have to help us in this process. Like we said, if you see something in your community, you report it to the Pinsville City Corporation. For instance, if somebody carry on same money in your community that will lead to erosion, thereby causing problem for the residents of that place, inform us. We have a department responsible, the technical department. If somebody is building a home without a good sanitation facility, inform the Pinsville City Corporation. We have our environmental health department, and we also have our sanitation department. So PCC will not be everywhere at the same time. You have to help us in this process. People keep saying this is almost, you have asked that questions for more than 10 times about sustainability. And we say we'll sustain the process.
Yeah. Maybe the behavior change.
No,
maybe
behavior change is
talk
one.
about it.
Sustainability of the work being done at the red light. Currently, we are using a method called do it yourself.
Okay. Is that the approach?
That's the first approach. The traders, the vendors, they are grouped themselves with divided red light into zone.
Okay.
Currently, we have 20 zone. You will not see even our people sweeping along. After trading had ended by 9, 10 o'clock, those zones that are designated.
You're talking about PM?
PM.
Okay.
They sweep those places, they gather their waste, and we issue tag to those who transport the waste at night. Because we don't want disadvantaged youth breaking waste to the gathering point. So you use a tag that you are assigned with Emmanuel Colley. Emmanuel Colley needs his own tag. So those are issues of sustainability. So those who are creating the waste, we're using the PPP, which is a pollution, the polluter pay principle. They who are causing the pollution and gathering of the waste are the same people use a focal point to gather the waste at net to the gathering point. All we're doing as a city is to carry our trucks and take it over to the landfill. So this is a sustaining process. We're not only stopping there, we are going back to the community. But by the 14th of August, we're doing a registration of CBE as our media head just said. We're not only stopping there, we'll be launching a door-to-door waste collection by the 19th of August.
Okay.
And on the 16th of August, we're meeting with all community leaders to pass to them the nature and the emergency of the waste. So we want to pass the message to them and what we intend to
because
do.
the thing is, the waste comes from the community.
Yeah,
so
from the home first.
From the home. So if you were to tackle it from the home, it will not come in the street.
That's the triple approach we're using.
Okay.
So we're doing the door-to-door. The door-to-door, we will come like, in fact, we are divided the city into 5 zones.
Okay.
So each other zone will assign CBEs to the zone. We want to track their performances. We don't want you to say, oh, you're collecting waste from rehab, you're collecting 72nd, you're lifting weight to the place. So if we say you are in zone 2 or zone 1, which is the left side of the relay, all the way, if you are in zone 3, which encompasses the City Hall, AB Toba Road, SD Cooper Road, all the places, then we know where are working. And we know how many households in each of those communities. So our targeted projection, like 72nd community, there are 6,300 some more households. So the first month we are targeting 2,500 of the householders to subscribe to the door-to-door. So if we can settle that problem, if you got 3,000 or 6,000 subscribing, sooner or later, the rest of the people will follow suit.
Great.
The waste will be a story of the corner. And pretty soon, there'll be people that will be coming to invest in the waste, like recycling and so forth. So we are on the trajectory to get this done. And there is no going back under this leadership. Waste, we have a zero approach on it. And we keep fighting to the very end.
This
so
is
strategic intervention have been
great.
offered, and we are on them.
Great. Thank you, Romeo. This is the Bombo Show on ELBC Radio. It's Monday. Of course, Romeo Koko, he is the head of solid waste at the Pinsville City Corporation. Yes, and the PCC Jeremiah Deacon, the Director of Communications and Public Affairs. We're talking about red light and Pinsville in general. Some of the strides being made to ensuring that red light looks really good and amazing. Red light is a very beautiful city. I mean, with the ongoing efforts by the mayor, best man, his team, we can envision that red light will be clean one day. It's everybody's, you know, desire, so that that place looks very good. Because if you were, you know, the current effort, if it is sustained, yeah, we'll all be going to red light and taking pictures that has been done to ELW, where everyone goes there.
Looking green already. You see the green nature of the place.
Yeah, so Jeremiah, we hope that this can be sustained, and we hope that the approach you guys are using will continue to be, you know, afloat, so that people don't sleep on it. Because mind you, one day you sleep, red light goes back to
So
to the past.
so like I was saying to you, we we took all of this into consideration before venturing into red light, judging from what happened in the past. So that's why you see us, the our approach in red light is quite different from the past.
This time around.
Yeah, we have. So you can't keep doing one thing over and over the same way and expect different results. So this time around, we have gone in red light with different approach. That's why we are where we are currently. If we went with the same approach, but now things may not be the way it is. But because
Jeremiah,
the way we went, that's why you see what is going on in red light. And the sustainability, we took all of this into consideration.
Okay.
You keep asking the question about sustainability. You are not the first person that asked a question. Since the first we started this process, people, a lot of media institutions, journalists been talking about sustainability, passerby, the pedestrians, the motorways, and so forth, the residents, everybody talking about sustainability. We have done a like 30-second video about this sustainability thing is currently on our page, and we sustained it. Like we said, we need the support of everybody. You have to support us in this process, and both the media, the residents, and all of the people of Liberia need to support us in this process if we are to succeed. Because the betterment of Pinkesville, the betterment of Red Light is everybody's responsibility. We will actually sustain it. We are unbending about this, like we said about the EAW Junction roundabout. Yes, maybe this is something that have not been done for a very long time, so you'll get one or two hitches, but that would not deter us. We will overcome this insurmountable challenge of sustaining whatsoever that will start.
Great. Sustaining the beautification and the outlook of red light. That's wonderful. We'll take calls 0770567764. Jeremiah Dejan and my man Romeo Cooker, the director for commercial solid waste at the PCC, are my guest this afternoon. We're talking about ensuring that red light looks good, and they are already on that effort, hoping that it works well and that is sustained, so that even if you were to go red light and be like, but the hope that looks different, you know. So once the good news starts to go, I know people will not want to keep doing the same thing.
Real life currently looks different.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it looks good, but hope we could make team in the long run. 0770567764, 0772876481, 08768410805146. This is the Bumper Show. We'll begin taking your calls. Up to later on.
Understand that the sidewalk, the sidewalk should be controlled. Those guys should leave the sidewalk and go behind the sidewalk. When you are heading towards Mount Kebe gas station, they are coming back to the coast. If you get the guy inch, if you go behind the sidewalk, you will still come back to the place. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep the calls coming in. 0770567764. Talking about this hour. Yes, I think it's a work in progress, because I know the guys are doing an amazing job. I was so amazed on Saturday. I'm like, wow, this is real like wow. The play were very kind of strange. Okay, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bomber Show. Hello.
Yeah, okay. I'm a police officer calling from the Labrador National Police. My concern has to do with I observe between the LBS area or GSA on the sidewalk, like the Imperial Quarter said. We market store all along the sidewalk. Why is it that?
Okay, thank you. Let me talk to this person. Good afternoon. Sorry. Hello. Welcome to the show. What's your name, sir? Please defund the noise, please. Yeah, welcome.
Yes, I get a political for out there for the clear the area. It's a good thing. But my fear is that the one thing I is like maintenance. Yeah. We will start to maintain that work.
Yeah.
You do a few months, then you know it will come out.
Everybody has a responsibility to while the PCC is doing their job. You two have a responsibility as citizens to ensuring that you don't take the dye from your house and bring it to the street. I'm not talking to you per se, but that's.
I think that they for law. Yeah, I mean they for law. About the maintaining different
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm going you have to just this. Go 2-3 more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Keep the calls coming in 0770567764. We'll take two more calls and go back to Jeremiah and Romeo T. Coker so that we can wrap it. We'll have less than 10 minutes to go. It's on the Bomber Show. My name is Emmanuel Colley. Yes, everybody's talking about maintenance. Yeah, the guys who help to maintain the place, but we all, like I was saying, have a role to play because mind you, it doesn't make no sense. You take your dad from your house and bring it to the street, and sometimes somebody they quote unquote disadvantaged youth. You go see their bag on their head and just throw it anywhere. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Welcome to the show. Tell us your name, where you join us from.
I'm Dominic Expaco, called it from the Oro Smaro.
Good to have you. Go ahead and make your input.
Yeah, I wanted to thanks to the guest in the studio. That thanks for the hard work.
Okay.
I've been to realize several times now, and I saw some of the changes I've been going on. But my major concern is, it is very good to do short stay. If at all you have good people, law enforcement people who, that will be on the front page, people who can be able to enforce the law, because some of those things, start, people will, embrace the idea, but at times go back, people will start to invalidate. But those people who will be ahead of it, that they try to put some mechanics into place, at least when people try to violate those rules, that they take some legal action against them, so that when other people see them taking action, they won't be able to do the same thing.
Okay.
Because if they don't take action, other people will see it and they will do the same thing, because they will say the person did it one time, and they see the person, and when they engage the person, but they didn't take any action. But I will do it when they come, we'll talk some.
Okay.
So some of the things they need to put in place, at least.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Let me talk to this person. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is William David Amala Premium calling from Bonus on telephone.
Good to have you.
Yeah, brother. I want to appreciate the studio guest.
Okay.
And it's a good thing because we have to make ourselves clean. The fact of the matter here is that we ourselves are causing the problem. Those that you see in the red light comes from the community. So number one, I think that the that they should put in place is for the speed sellers to leave red light. And the leave red light, it will be one of the ways that red light can be controlled. And they should have a security system put in place. Because most of those guys come overnight. They give small things to the Zogos and give them the dice and they just drop it at the red light. I think that would be one of the best ways that we can do to have our areas clean.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Da. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. 07705677764. This is the Bumper Show. Of course, Jeremiah, Dejan, and Romeo are my guests this afternoon. We have like 5 more minutes to go. We'll take one more call, and then we can go over for your comments, and then we can call your day for our next guest. If not, let's go over to Romeo. Yeah, everybody talking almost the same thing. The commendations. I hope you people will not make the people to feel otherwise after all the appraisals and stuff.
This is a revolution.
You want to call your crusade?
It's a crusade.
Okay.
A crusade that we are launched, and we're not stopping anytime soon.
Okay.
But I want to speak to somebody who called about people selling after.
Yeah,
the
after
LBS.
around the GS0 end.
Good. There's a group registered called Petty Traders. They are in almost all of the counties, Ministry of Commerce, and the ARA do business with them. So, like in Central Town, they signed an MOU that these guys, you put them somewhere. So, beside Broad Street, if you go around the street, go to places, there are places prepared for them to trade. On Lake Monrovia or Paisley, do not have streets that are paved all over to take the people. Say, okay, go to LBS Street and trade. So we decided that the people that left from the junction don't use the sidewalk, off the bank of the sidewalk. Find a place to be trading until the city can address the issue of where you go. Because you can't get your people, they are your citizens.
All together.
So all together. In the kind heart of the mayor, he walked over to them. He addressed them and told them, say, you'll be here in the meanwhile. But and they are being complying. And when the necessary steps are taken, you will see the people off the place. And I want to close on this.
Great.
Waste issue isn't theoretical, it's practical. And we have brought practical approaches in solving these issues. We want our people to buckle up, get ready, that this crusade we have started is not anytime soon. And it will go from door to door,
From Red Light, when
horse to horse. Really, as I told you,
From Red
we
Light,
are
Wawinga?
launching the door to door.
Okay.
First, we want to attract the community because where the waste is coming from. If we can collect and attract those community, pretty soon we have a clean city. Pittsburgh won resilient city before. And we want to come back one day to also win the cleaner city, not just in Liberia, but maybe
In
one of the
Africa?
cleaner city in West Africa. Because 1962, Monrovia to be cleaner city in Africa. I think we can get that medal.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Colin.
it's not insurmountable. But let's go over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, we have to go.
So I like to say thanks to the callers. All of their concerns are well noted. We appreciate their input, and we are doing all in our power to ensure that what we have started will maintain. And this is an ongoing process, and it is not an event. You will see one or two things will happen along the line. Every day, we will give demarcations. We inform the petty traders that they should be exactly right in front of the LBS market. But you have a group of people, and sometimes you'll see one or two people who will go offline. And the Pittsburgh City Corporation, that's why we have our police. There are clear areas where we said this is off bound. You shouldn't sell to so and so place. But one or two times you will see some in a process of carry or implementing these things, you will see it. But I like to assure the public that the Pinson City Corporation is unbending about this one. We are very much serious, and there is a current meeting taking place between the Petty Traders Association and that of the LMA, specifically the LBS market area. We have cleared a huge stockpile of waste from the LBS market. There's a space created currently. We are in the process of carrying Red Deck, trying to make it more presentable for most of the petty traders to move at that particular space. The LMA authority has already agreed. So these are things that are going on, but this is a process. Everything would not just be 100%, but we are making mark. We just need the support of everyone. Like you say, thanks for giving all the opportunity to be here. We appreciate you a lot, and please help us in this endeavors. We will sustain this.
This is achievable, and of course, with all hands on deck, this can be sustained. Okay, the voices of Jeremiah Dejan and that of Romeo T. Cook, the Director for Commercial Solid Waste at the Pinesville City Corporation, and the PCC Communications Manager. The Bema guest this afternoon on the Bomber Show will be dredging through on the improvements and the beautification of Pinesville. We'll take a break and we'll come back. We'll invite our next guest in studio. Keep listening. This is